We were the machine here, which was extra tough because if you look, there's no access for a machine.
So you really had some big rocks, use up some leverage and some other helpers. That sounds to me like every project that you're on is tough access.
Oh yeah, tell me about it. But the challenges make it fun, right?
All right, Jonathan, buddy, where are we at?
We are in Southborough, Massachusetts, and showcasing a pondless waterfall next to a pool.
A pond that you converted into a pondless waterfall for lower maintenance, right?
Exactly, yep.
Okay.
Like so many things, or so many features, it's put in by a landscaper and it was leaky.
And that's exactly why I have this channel, Greg Wittstock, the Pond Guy, showcasing how people live the aquascape lifestyle. And ponds done right, customers serve right, which is the certified aquascape contractor mantra, which is what Jonathan is at a young age of 26. Reminds me of somebody that I know pretty well, except one thing, he does way better work than I did at 26.
You're too kind.
No, no, I'm not. Okay, so it's back behind the pool. Yeah. Okay, wow, some beautiful properties out here. Look at this. So when did you do this?
We did this 2017, so 3 years ago.
Okay, here's the thing. Beautiful pool, no sound. Here, sound. Is that a juga there growing over?
Yeah, it's really taken off.
Beautiful. This is one of the things that I love to showcase is how you use the plants. Plants will make or break it. The rock work is the standard, but plants will make or break a project. Here's this ajuga that's just growing over the waterfalls right here. The moss that's coming down, you know, the use of wood, the stones, just exquisite work out here. So was the pond right here before? Like what was it?
Yeah, so there was a pond right here and then 3 streams coming in at different sides. And it looked like stairs again. So it was leaky, it was old and outdated. And this client is very hands-on. So we wanted to design something that was low maintenance.
So they can flip it on, flip it off.
Exactly.
Pondless waterfall goes on and off if you want to.
On top of that too, she's on a private well that has difficulty in the summer keeping up. So there was times with their old feature where they couldn't even fill it. This one, we have a, I believe, a 300 or 400 gallon reservoir, and she hasn't filled this once in 3 years, which is, that's stretching it, but the fact that
it rains, it fills it up.
Yeah.
You know what you need to do? You need to grab some of these rocks in that retaining wall back there and take them for your next job.
I know.
Look at that. You know you're a pond guy when you look at moss rocks. Look at this. Holy cow, that is gold. That is a gold mine to pond builders. Right there. An old lichen-filled, moss-filled rocks. So you got the lights in here so it's nice and lit up at night. What would a project like this entail from Falling Waterscapes?
Sure. So this project we sell today for about $12,000 to $15,000. It has large stones and large basin to minimize maintenance and filling it.
So machine set boulders, big difference.
We were the machine here, which was extra tough because if you look, there's no access for a machine.
So you really had some big rocks, use up some leverage and some other helpers.
And we went all uphill.
Were you wearing bare feet too going uphill with carrying the big rocks?
No. They were resurfacing the driveway at the time. So we had to get it dropped on the street, which is also sloped down. So it was all uphill.
When you look at a price, you know, and you say, oh, that might be a lot of money, right? Well, what are the conditions that it was built in? First of all, you had to rip out what was existing here.
Exactly.
You had to carry the rocks up a hill, you know, big rocks, get them through a gated area, and then make it look this natural, which is pure art. For $12,000, there's some people that are going to say that's high. There's other people that's going to say that's low. To me, this is living artwork. And if you're living in a multi-million-dollar home, like this one is, I'm sure, out here, and you spend $12,000 to get that level of enjoyment, that sound, next to $100 and some $1,000 swimming pool, that's a good investment, which is why whenever we talk to a customer, they say it was a great investment.
And the details matter too. The stone that was here before wasn't all that great, so we removed a lot of it to pick out hand-picked stone like this, which really marries up nicely to the existing wall.
Yes.
So we wanted to blend the water feature with what's existing here. We don't want it to look like, you know, a UFO just dropped it off.
What percentage of your jobs are rebuilds of another person's projects?
Too many. I'd say about 60%.
So more than half of his projects at Falling Waterscapes is rebuilding an existing water feature. It's always less expensive to go with a professional contractor the first time. It's always less expensive to build it right the first time than the second time and certainly the third time. And when you're working with a certified aquascape contractor, ponds done right, customers served right, you know it's going to be done right the first time. All right, you said I have to stop and see the front view first, right?
The inside view from this job is killer.
Okay, let's go check this out. We're out with Jonathan Marston. What town are we in?
We are in Westwood, Massachusetts.
Westwood, Massachusetts. And he said I have to go in through the front door here to see this.
Every guest, when they come in, they see this right
Oh,
here.
hey, look at the pup. They see the pup?
Yeah, they see Eli.
Oh my goodness. Oh, this is Eli?
Hey, Eli.
Oh, hey, buddy. But the view's right here for the window, huh?
Yep. Hey.
Oh, wow, yeah. Oh, that looks gorgeous. Hydrangeas over there. Beautiful. Hi, Eli. Yes, hi. This is fun. I love dogs.
Hey, this is their kitchen space, and check out
Oh, man.
the dining area.
Can we let the pup out?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, let's check it. Ta-da! I love the moss and lichen-filled boulders.
Yeah, we get these out from Central Mass and Farm, so.
Yeah, because when you see rocks like that, you know it's not coming from a quarry, it's coming from the woods.
Yep.
This is what the moss is. Okay, so, wow, buddy, this looks spectacular. I love the clear water. So do you have a wetland on this one?
No, we just have 2 large biofalls. But
Nice.
If you look at the flow rate coming through there,
Yep.
you can see all that white water. It's getting super oxygenated. So that's my take on this one as to why it stays particularly clean. We get that really fast moving water.
Sure. And you have enough shade, you know, in later part of the day, the shade comes in here, so it's not full sun. So you didn't need a wetland. Oh, and then you got an intake bay over here.
Yep.
So instead of a skimmer, you built it. Oh, I love it. It comes all the way over here to a beautiful greenhouse. You see, you guys discover these things the same time I discovered. I didn't even look over here when I walked in, then I see this beautiful greenhouse that they have. So these are gardeners. Another one of your nice bridges. So who does the bridges for you?
We do our bridges ourselves because it's inside the feature. So we actually put a concrete footing here and there with bolts sticking up, and then we really hammer these things down. So
Is this a talented
we can have 10
kid?
people on this
It's a
thing.
talented kid or what? I love this guy. Oh, I love the moss here and the stump.
This feature's been here for 2 years. The pond before was just all liner based, muck covered everywhere with a couple of rocks on the edge, and they were falling in. So we cleaned out the feature. She was very happy with the cleaning. I introduced the idea of something a little bit better, and so I toured her to another project, and she got the bug, and now we're here.
So she went and visited a project of yours, and the #1 way for people to buy a water feature is for them to see a water feature. If you're working with a landscaper that you're not sure of his talents, go visit his water features. Every certified aquascape contractor will be glad to take you out and even introduce you to the homeowners that you built for and let them ask their questions about maintenance and what it was like working with your business, because I would probably assume that the landscaper that built this water feature before, she probably didn't see any of his work, and now she had to pay for it twice instead of once.
Yeah, and was really missing out on a feature that could have run year round. We run this year round, and we extended the waterfall way back so you can see it from all those awesome vantage points inside.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna sit in that chair right there and just take this in, and you take our viewers for what you actually did here.
All right, let's do it.
I love my job.
All right, guys, so this project was definitely tough. It had its challenges with access. So back this way, there's a beautiful rock wall and the driveway, but we couldn't get past the rock wall. So we ended up building a road around the whole property with plywood and then bringing in all of our stones, all of our material.
That sounds to me like every project that you're on is tough access.
Oh yeah, tell me about it. But the challenges make it fun, right? So we brought all the stone in around the house, and then we had to work our way out of a feature. So if you look here, we have a hill here and then an existing patio in the house. While those elements make the end product very beautiful, doing construction with those already in place makes it very hard to work around. We started with the intake bay and worked our way back step by step. So the last feature we did was the waterfalls, and it was tough because the waterfalls we want to save the really nice stone for. So we had all this gorgeous stone waiting to the end of the project. It was very tempting to use it sooner, but we held off on that, and I think it was a good choice because that waterfall is pretty epic. So oftentimes when you get a water feature or you're designing a water feature, there's unintended benefits that you couldn't have foreseen. And in the case with this project, one of the things the client loves most is the sound. So you wouldn't know it from where we are right now. It seems like we're in a very quiet backwood, but just beyond the house is a very busy road that she used to always hear when she was outside. Now this waterfall, as I was saying earlier, we got a lot of flow, which is great for the quality of the water, but the sound also masks all of the traffic, the passing by traffic. So it really helped to make it feel like you're in the woods. It certainly looks that way, but the sound of tires and engines before is really detracting from that illusion. So this really adds to that experience.
You got some forget-me-nots here, softening up the edges. You know, you have ferns, you have driftwood, once again, breaking up the monotony. And then look at the little touches. Look at this stone cut right into here. Just look at how perfectly framed that is. And it's not just the stone, it's the fern next to it. It's the slate work next to that, going all the way over. It's all the little details that make a project. So when you look at the art of what we're talking about right now, attention is in the details. The details make it. I love how this aquatic mint fades in here. The fish could actually go underneath that mint over there. And look at the water quality. Just 2 biofalls up there, and it looks like this was water quality. And then of course, landscaping will make or break the job. And this is just a beautiful vista. This is exactly the kind of stuff that I love to showcase on this channel. This is what's possible when you hire an artist. It's not gonna be cheap to get this, but it's always cheaper to do it right the first time instead of the second. And once again, this is another rebuild. A landscaper that wasn't necessarily a specialist built this, and then it took Jonathan to come in here with his artistic eye and his 20 product and 20-step knowledge of being a certified aquascape contractor. If you love this stuff like I do, check out the Team Aquascape blog to learn more about the construction of these. Check out Ed the Pond Professor to learn more about the ecology. And then of course, my channel is all about the lifestyle, which is why this never gets old for me. I love my job. You have a beautiful house. This is the gardener you were telling me about, right? Hey, you do a beautiful job gardening. I love this stuff, man. This is really incredible. How long have you been working on this property?
20-something years.
Oh my gosh, wow. So I gotta ask you, what's it been like working with this young man who's a true artist?
Amazing, he's amazing. The detail that this man pays attention to.
Amen.
Thanks, Bob.
It is.
Appreciate it.
It is. I got to watch the whole process. It was amazing.
So compare and contrast, you've been here for 20-some years, compare and contrast the old water feature built by the landscaper and this one. What's the difference between this one and that
well,
one?
For one thing, every summer it was like green. Could never get the water clear. I would change those bucky filters every week and it still would be awful.
Yep. How often do you change these filters?
Never.
Isn't that fun?
We do it once a year.
Quite the difference. That's the biofalls. Yep. You just skim off stuff that goes into the skim cove?
Yep.
And add the bacteria, or do you have an autodoser on this one?
Susan adds it occasionally, but the system's basically taking care of itself at this point.
It's so beautiful. Fantastic.
It's an incredible feature. It's beautiful.
I would imagine that people come here, this is kind of the central theme.
I mean, it's just so nice to sit out here. It's just so relaxing. It looks so natural. It's great.
Well, you have done a spectacular job with the garden, sir. I am quite impressed with both of you young men.